hunting season, and the antlers on this buck's head testified to a past ability at staying alive. I moved my own eyes across the distance he had to travel before gaining the trees on my side of the road, wondering, if I were him, whether I'd run the risk. I decided I wouldn't, but he stepped forward, placing his 4 feet on the pavement. I looked around slowly, checking for other signs of life. I didn't see a thing, not even a bird. Still, I fought the urge to get out of the car, even to press the horn, and instantly end the debate. The sun, just inches above the low, rounded dark purple mountains in the distance, had caught him fully now, revealing the subtleties of his coat, the glistening of his twitching nose. I abandoned any notions of becoming his guardian angel and of scaring him away. He, and all of nature's dominance in this isolated area, was one of the reasons I was up in the sparse northeastern corner of Vermont. Aside from the intrusion of this road and its kin, and a few towns along the way, this was his country, thinly populated, covered with trees, thrust up like a hilly plateau against an omnipotent and often querulous sky. I was the useless outrigger here. Far be it from me to tell him what to do. He moved purposefully now, head high, his white-tinged tail nipping back and forth. I could see the tension in his tapered legs, but he kept his poise, as if on parade. He would not give this road the satisfaction of undignified flight. The rifle shot came as in a church, intrusive, heart-stopping, sacrilegiously loud and startling. The buck froze, its eyes wide with wonder, and then it glanced back at its own hind legs, which were collapsing as if on their own. A second shot rang out as I leapt from the car and began to run toward him. He saw me then, perhaps blamed me, as his head fell back and his antlers rattled against the hard, cold surface of the road. I stopped beside him, breathing hard, the vapor from my lungs encircling my head. The deer was very still, the only movement being the steaming blood slowly spreading from its open mouth. Its eyes were still wide open, still registering my image, I thought. I looked around. No one was going to appear now. What had happened was flagrantly illegal, discharging a weapon in proximity to an interstate highway. The hunter would wait for me to leave. I wished I had the strength to lift this huge beast onto my car and deliver him to the nearest state police barracks and deprive its killer of the satisfaction of possession and of later tall tales of peerless hunting. But I couldn't. I bent over, reached out and touched the warm, smooth hide with my fingertips, reminded suddenly of my own losses, real and imagined. If only I'd given warning when I thought none was necessary. I stood up again slowly, anger replacing shock. The location of the wounds indicated that the shots had come from the same side of the road as the deer, but farther south. I began to walk in that direction, cutting diagonally across both lanes of the interstate, my eyes glued to the tree line above the road bank, watching for any movement, listening for any sound. I knew, as if I could actually feel them, that another pair of eyes were watching me come. I was on the southbound lane's divider line when I saw it, a flash of fluorescent orange, accompanied by a hunter's heavy boots crushing the brush underfoot as he moved. "Stop where you are! Police!" I began running the rest of the distance to the tree line, straight where I'd seen that one bright flicker of color. Just before I entered the woods, I glanced back to see the 2 parallel blacktop ribbons, my car, its exhaust pluming smoke in the crisp cold air, and the body of the deer. From this angle, the animal must have presented an almost irresistible target, its muscular outline highlighted against the black of the road and the pale horizon, a temptation only decency and sportsmanship might have stilled, and obviously had not. I hadn't walked 10 feet into the woods before I was utterly enveloped in its dense, dark embrace. I stopped, listening. The hunter had bolted late in my approach, and could only have covered a short distance before I'd reached this spot. I scanned the dark curtain of trees before me, aware of only the absolute stillness, and of the sound of my own heart beating from the exertion of the run.